Hello, it is I, Simply YT, and yeah, well, we are back for. Oops, that's brilliant. Just a second. Oops, wrong one. But yeah, we're back for tier 2 here in Saudi, and oops. There we go. Yeah, messing up a bit, but yeah, do excuse that. We're back here for Saudi for tier 3. As I said, I am hopping about the tiers, which is a bit, it is what it is. But, yep, since I have nothing to really talk about, let's just look at the track map really quickly. Saudi. 3 sectors, of course, as per usual. 3 detection zones for 3 DRS zones. 6.1 kilometer long track, 27 turns. Quite a decent amount of elevation change here at Saudi. So yeah, it is going to be an interesting race, that's for sure. In the meanwhile, I do believe that we are readying up for tier 3. So let's see. After, of course, we load in, I'll switch over, and today, indeed, we do have a sprint race for those of you who did not know. Right, just give me a few seconds here. A few seconds. There you go. Taking forever. A bit of drama as well happening about. Right, there's a very low chance of rain here. And let's quickly switch. Alright, let's get the stuff going. Let's see who will be the first one out. Seems to be... Is it Kasi? It's not Kasi, it's his teammate Furious. Interesting. So, yep, there's a very... very little chance of rain at this track, because obviously it's in the middle of a desert, but it's possible that it could rain. We've seen it a few times before. But for now though, weather's looking quite clear. Of course, Furious first driver out on the track. Do apologize for the silence. There's a few things that are going on in the back that I'm just trying to sort out. Alright, then Furious starting his lap in Saudi. Let's go on board with him, taking the first two corners in fourth gear, going on this very tight circuit, and there's a McLaren right behind him. I mean, I don't know who that is, but yeah, there is a McLaren right behind him. Going through this very tricky section here, especially that corner. The car really wants to wash out wide as it was doing there, but he's managed to get it on track. And now, of course, purple first sector, because he's the first one out. But yeah, he's doing well through here. He's trying to stay as close to the walls as possible, because that is where you gain as much of the time as possible, of course. And by the looks of it, I think he is running a bit of a low downforce setup, considering how quick he is. I can't lie. Let's see, still looking like a pretty solid lap. That curve really eats up your lap time, so you don't want to stay on it for too long here. Sticking all the way to the left, opening up just a tad bit. There's a bit of traffic ahead of him, should not be blocking him though. Opening up here again, braking at 60 rather, to the final corner. Nice hairpin there, with the DRS coming across the line, sticking all the way to the left. Very close to track limits there. A 28.0 for Furious. Let's see, where is his teammate? He's also coming across the line now. Well, the final corner rather. The DRS turned on all the way to the left, and he goes P2 with a 28.2. Not a bad lap time indeed. Who is that Haas in the final corner? That is Jack RT. Let's see, what can Jack do? Will he be able to break up the provisional 1-2 of Alfa Romeo? I was about to say, and no, they don't. There's a Ferrari crossing the line. Is it Slap Bus? It's not Slap Bus, it's his teammate. It's Ilton, and so far nobody's really been able to beat Furious and Kasi. Of course, these are just provisional laps. Ilton goes P3 though with a 28.5. Let's see, Harv P6, and as I say that, Stokey comes across the line. Only 400 separate Furious and Stokey though, but still pole nonetheless for Stokey. Rain in the Aston Martin going P4, and oh, I really missed this there, I can't lie. Rev Caterpillar P4 for now. That is a McLaren behind him. I believe that could be Jordan. Is it Jordan? 1 second. Chios, I guess that's how you say your name. What does tiers 1, 2, 3 and 4 mean? It's basically how we divide the drivers. So tier 1 being the fastest tier that we have, and then tier 2, tier 3 up until tier how many ever. So the higher the number, the slower the drivers, and the lower the number, the faster the drivers. But I can guarantee you that we do have a very close grid throughout all of the tiers. So regardless of which tier you watch, you are guaranteed for an amazing race coming your way. And currently watching the Slap Bus, who I should not be watching, to be honest. Not Jordan, goes up into P7 in the McLaren. Let's see, what can FRA Arch do? The other McLaren. Everyone's trying to take that Max Verstappen line. Fastest middle sector according to the game. I doubt it, but it is what it is. Let's see, sticking all the way to the left here. Then the hairpin, of course. DRS turned on. No slipstream for him. Where can FRA Arch put his McLaren? Only P13 for now. Don't mind me, just checking something here, if you guys don't mind. Do excuse me for a second. Gonna bump up a few things. into the game here. Alright, let's see. Oh, VSR Egger goes up into P3. Interesting, really interesting. Egger in P3. Carsey P4, Liam Bowman P5, of course the notorious ERS dumper. I don't like to call him that, but that's just his driving style. BRT Jack is coming in as well. Stokey and Furious already on their outlaps. And again, don't mind me, I'm just gonna I'm just playing about with how the stream qualities and stuff, so just a bit of an experiment. Hope you guys do not mind that. Meanwhile, let's see. Furious about to start his lap. Just about a corner's time. He's not taking the wide line like most drivers do. He's decided to stick a bit to the inside while going all the way to the outside. Let's stay on board with Furious. Let's follow this lap. Can he beat FRS Stokey's 28.036? Only 400s faster than him. Amazing turns 1 and 2. Lot of wheel rotation used through turn 2 especially. Really good driving from him, using up all of the curves here. Careful not to touch the curbs. The outside, it is quite slippery. A lot of speed being carried through these corners. A lot of skill being shown to us as well today. Amazing performance from Furious so far. An amazing first sector. A 10.5 up on his previous lap time. Let's see, staying in 5th for the long hairpin of sector 2. Sticking all the way to the walls here. 5th gear for this corner. Not trying to stay on the curb on the inside there for too long, and then again just try to minimize the track length through these corners. Perfect DRS turn on there. You could not hear a beep. That was exactly on the line. 2/10 up on his previous time through sector 2. That curb could have hindered him just a tad bit there, but here you can see everyone's trying to take the Max Verstappen line, sticking all the way close to the walls. Not too close though. There's still a few inches left, and coming through the final corner now on the power with the DRS sticking all the way close to the line. That puts Furious, of course, in P1 with a 27.838. What can Stokey do? Can Stokey beat him? That is the question. I wish the game gave us better camera angles, because these angles really do not do justice to their skill. And oh no, invalidated his lap. Really unfortunate, but it is what it is. What about Egger? He seems to be starting his lap just now. Furious, apologies, Carsey, the same with him. Liam Bowman as well. So a bit of a traffic there in the final sector, as you can see. Jordan spinning, and just a second again, guys. Let me see if I can bump up the FPS. I cannot. Bit disappointing that. Again, I do apologize for this. I'm just again trying to make sure we have a good stream here. High quality one. Oh, and I think I have missed out on something. FRT Rain has surprisingly DNF'd, and I'm not sure where. Oh, PSR Kai up into P2. That's something we've missed too. Rev Caterpillar P3. Stokey P4 now. Where's BRT Jack P5? What about Ilton P6? So yeah, times are getting faster here, and let's quickly have your predictions in the chat for the what do you think will be the pole time here? A low 27, maybe a 26. maybe a mid 27. Let's get your predictions in the chat and let's see which will turn out to be true. There you go, that should be much better. I was wondering why the audio was weird. Bit of drama going on as well in the tier 3 chat. Just looking at it right now. Is Jack on a lap? Can't tell. I think he's boxing. Yeah, he is boxing. So, second runs are done. Everyone's gonna be preparing for the final runs, taking out all of the fuel, putting on a fresh set of tires, and hoping for the best. Of course. What's Arch doing? Oh, he's boxing as well. I think these drivers might want to save another set of softs because we do have sprint race, and because in the sprint they use up a pair of their softs. They won't have anything fresh left for the race, and considering how close the walls are, I think a fresh set of tires are much needed, especially the softs. You know, who knows, maybe a late safety car, or maybe you can take a gamble on starting on the softs early on in the main race and seeing where it takes you, because it is Jeddah. A lot of incidents could happen. It's a very incident prone track, so yeah, that's one of the possibilities, but we'll have to see what happens at the end. For now, the Jack in the house, first driver out, followed by Harv, and Slap Bus is right after them, who's already invalidated his outlap. There's Mercedes coming out. I think it's Finbob. Yes, it indeed is Finbob. But let's see. Let's on board with Jack, because he will be the first driver to start the final runs, and then we can switch over to the faster guys, unless they decide not to go for a run, which could be on the line here for at least Furious, because that 27.8 is looking kind of hard to beat right now. But of course, not to down talk on anyone, because all of them are pretty much capable of beating that. So we'll have to see if anyone is, for now, look, if they can hook up that lap or not. DRS is turned on then for Jack, starting his first, maybe the first. There is enough time for him to do 2 runs here. But yeah, the final set of runs, that would have been a bit distracting with the Mercedes. And I think his teammate Steve is right behind him as well. I think they planned out some sort of a slipstream, but now PSR Kai has broken that slipstream up, and yeah, as we can see, Steve backed out from his lap, which is completely fair enough. Jack, a 10th.5 up. Game says fastest first sector. Could be, maybe not. We will have to see though. A lot of corners still to go. 27 corners on this track, so we'll see how that turns out. There is turned on, then of course he's not sticking to the walls as close as we saw the other drivers as they were. He's just playing it a bit safe, not taking that curve. Fair enough. I think he might be running a bit of a low ride height, and maybe that's why he's avoiding the curbs, because usually they don't avoid the curbs as much. They do slow you down, but it's beneficial to cut down that track for even just a couple of meters, as Jack with the DRS in the Haas comes across the line only for a P9 so far. And do keep in mind, Jack was the first driver to start his lap, so everyone else will be there as well. Harv has invalidated his. Slappus was right after him, but he's also invalidated his lap. So Harv and Slappus will be going for faster runs respectively. Now Furious improving by 2.5 tenths just through the first sector here. We could see a lap of the gods here coming from Furious. Never mind, he's only improving by a tenth and a bit, but that's only the first sector. 2 more sectors to go. What can Furious do? And what can Kai do? Kai's invalidated his lap. Question is, will he have enough time? No, he will not. That's qualifying over for Kai. Finbob goes P2. Let's stay on board with Furious. Let's see what can he do. TRS turned on through the second sector, really close to the walls. He comes across the second sector line, improving by 2 tenths now. Let's see, final sector to go with another small DRS straight. Sticking really close to the walls here. This could be the lap of the gods, unless he does have a Verstappen and screw it up on the final corner. Ilton goes up into P3. Steady on the power, has not seemed to screw it up. Stokey goes up into P1 with the 0.6. Can Furious beat that, though? We'll have to see. Yes, he does with the 0.5. Anyone else on the cards who could be able to do so? No. Egger P3 now. Let's see, Rev Caterpillar going into the box. BRT Jake. Rev Caterpillar, of course, goes into the box and retires. That's his qualifying over as well. See, BRT Jake, what can BRT Jake do? Can he get into the top 5? Is the question. Bit cautious on the throttle there. DRS turned on, and oh, never mind, he's boxing, and I think, unless Carvey. No, that is qualifying indeed over. Oh, Jordan maybe? Oh, okay then, that's qualifying over for tier 3 here in at Saudi. Stay tuned though, because we do have a sprint race coming up. It's going to be quite fun, so do stay tuned in for that. And in the meanwhile, let's look at what's happening in the tier 3 chat. Of course, I won't show it here, because a few things that could be said that should realistically not be on YouTube. So let's see what's being said in the tier 3 chat. Let's see. That is qualifying officially over then. Furious on pole, followed quite closely by Stokey and Eka. That's your top 3. Finn Bob in P4, Ilton P5, Kai P6, Ref Caterpillar P7, Jack P8, Steve P9, Arch P10, Liam Bowman in P11. Doesn't seem to have had a pretty good qualifying today. Justin P12, Jack RT P13, Kasi P14, Jordan P15, Rain P16, Half P17, Slappus P18, Carry P19, and Domino in P20. Alright then. Of course, this game bugs out completely. And yeah, the pit garages are a bit weird. because of this glitch. Exactly. I don't know why this is happening, but how much more can Codemasters really screw this game up? Really. We don't know for sure. But yeah. As we wait for us to go into the sprint race, let's have a quick little commercial break. Right then, we are back for the sprint race in Saudi Arabia and Kai Racing. WR, can you reply to me, please? Well, considering I am kind of representing WR by being a commentator for them, there you go, I've replied to you. Unless you want to reply on some sort of social media, then that's it out. But anyways, let's shift our focuses on to the sprint race now in Saudi for Tier 3. Right then. What we're waiting for. There we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go for the Saudi Arabian sprint. Let's see. Kasi, where is he? He's not. Never mind. He's still in P14. Fury seems to have gotten a pretty good start. I don't know why I said Kasi there. Oops, my bad. But yeah, there you go. Edgar Jr. Oh, Hav's already retired from this race. Big collision in the back. And that is a virtual safety car. We have missed on some sort of a collision here. I'm not sure what. I'm happy you said Kai Racing at least. There, you're welcome. But yes, Slapburst does not have a wing. What about Jordan? Jordan does have a wing. Was Tomino involved? No, he's further out. But he seems to not have a front right end plate. Anyone else? No, I think everyone else got away fairly cleanly here. Fury is still leading Egger up into P2. Stokey losing a position. Elton up 1. Finbob P5. Everyone else has pretty much stayed the same. You can see the rest of the changes and... hold on, am I seeing mediums? Everyone's on mediums. I thought maybe someone's going to be going for a soft strategy here, at least for the sprint. Clearly not. Oh wait, it's a full safety car. I didn't even notice the safety car. Okay. Alright then, that's a safety car already for us in Tier 3. They are really interesting as to how... I can't even say the first lap. Can I carry the goat getting 5 seconds? Is he gonna retire in the pits or is he just unintentionally sped in? I think he's just unintentionally sped into the pits here. But yeah, I was about to say... Oh, he's gone into another mediums. Okay, so that mediums was probably reserved for his race. He should have probably gone into the softs. Yeah, that could be detrimental to his main race, of course, because he's used up both of his mediums in the sprint race itself. So he's not going to have a fresh pair of mediums for the main race, of course. Old Man Shan, thank you for your comments. I'm not gonna give I'm not gonna give any sort of care about them. Get us. Okay, now I know why you're here. All right, you're with Cobb. That guy, bit of a character, for sure. Right then, mate. It is what it is. You're entitled to your own questionable opinion. Anyways, let's see. Furious now still leading. Everyone is quite bunched up. Will the safety car go in this lap is the question. Maybe not. Maybe it will, considering there has been no message yet about the safety car going in. Then yeah, it is yeah, we'll just have to wait for another lap. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Hold on, I do apologize for the pause there again. Apologize there again. A bit of a thing. And a few issues here. That's the problem. There you go. Should be fine now. At least the chat's popping off. Glad you guys are enjoying. As we wait then, I think Gary might have pit again, I'm not sure. But yeah, he's a bit further behind from... Bit behind. Where's the Egger Jr.? Oh, he's in P2, Crispy. Very close. It didn't have a very good start. Didn't have a very good start in, you know, lap 1, but he does have a chance for him to redeem himself now after the safety car goes in. Safety car is coming in this lap. Everyone's weaving now. Aggressively weaving, of course, to get tire temps as the tires cooled down quite a bit, which is a bit annoying. But it makes sense. And I think Jack has made a mistake and he's lost his wing before we can even go already. Now let's stay focused on Furious. Where is Furious? Approaching the final corner now. Very slowly. When will he go? He has a bit of a margin for him to go before the line here, and he's gone now. Furious. He's restarted. Let's see. Ilton and Stokey going side by side for P3 going into turn 1. Still side by side. Of course, Ilton cannot overtake Stokey. Not yet. Now he can. Going into turn 1. Rain already has a 5-second penalty for speeding in, and he's retired in the pits. Stokey managing to stay ahead. Both the Mercedes quite close to each other. Not really fighting with anyone so far. Let's see. Justin's quite close to Liam Bowman. Liam Bowman holding out from Justin, and the soft runners who had to pit because of the old tires are still not making any moves so far. I think they are struggling a bit with the tire temps themselves. Let's see. Where do we have a battle? We have Rev Caterpillar, who's quite close to PSR Kai. Can Rev Caterpillar break up the teammate duo here in P5 and P6? Can he be the big shakeup? Because even P5 and P6, even if it's just in the sprint, it's quite a few points here for the two of them. So it all comes down to how well they can keep up for the next 5 or so laps. Finn Bob as well, very close to Ilton. I think these guys might be having a scrap here soon for P3 between Stokey, Ilton and Finn Bob. Let's see how this turns out. Let's see, back in P15, Jordan is very close. He's dumping his DRS, already down to 50%, but not enough to get past. Locking up slightly, going into the final corner, hits the wall, but manages to stay clean, no damage as of yet. Let's see the slap bus. Carson just has a lot of straight line compared to slap bus. Could be using up the ERS a bit here, but of course you don't really have to conserve because it is the sprint race. So yeah, you can just dump away and hope for the best. It will be a bit chaotic as the DRS gets turned on at some point. So yeah, it is what it is. Let's see. Still, everyone's quite close, but no actions happening so far. Furious maintaining a solid half a second gap from Egger. Not too close, but not too far within the DRS. Maybe he's just waiting for the DRS to, try and get past. But I think he's gonna have a bit more issue in doing that because Stokey's getting really, really close to Egger, and that could mean that Furious just gets to pull away. A fair amount here and maybe win the sprint, get pole for the main race, of course. I think the DRS does get enabled the next lap around, so we'll see a few moves starting from then. For now though, they are getting quite close. Everyone's within half a second of each other. There's a scrap happening between Slap Bus, and I don't know why my keyboard's done that, but there you go. Scrap happening between Slap Bus and Jordan, and Jordan is managing to stay ahead. DRS does get enabled, so we will see how things go. Looks like Tomino's quite close with Slampus. Here they're going side by side through turn 2. Still side by side, and Tomino is ahead of Slampus. He caught him napping there, but Jordan does have a 3-second time penalty. I believe might be a 5-second. So that will affect his starting position for the race that's coming up indeed. Let's see, that's Stokey getting very close to Egger. All of them are maintaining a high level of VRS. No one's really using much. They're all quite close with each other in terms of raw pace, so that's helping all of them out. See, Stokey is has the DRS, but because he is the second car in the DRS train, he won't be gaining a lot. Although Egger is getting very close now to Furious with 3 laps, or around 3 laps to go in this race, and with the DRS he's getting very close to Furious here. Will we see any sort of Max Verstappen Charles Leclerc games? Clearly not. Egger wants that P1, and he is ahead of Furious. Furious does he have the DRS? He does have the DRS, but looks like Egger does have a lot more straight line compared to Furious. That makes sense as to why he was confident enough to make the move going into the last corner, sorry. Yeah, quite interesting. Arch and Steve are now going side by side. I think that's Liam Bowman who's joining the battle as well. He's going side by side with Steve, and he is ahead. Steve seems to be struggling on those tires. I think that's Gary the Goat who has spun out. Yes, he has. I don't think there'll be another safety car. Yep, too late for that. Arch getting a 5-second for cutting a corner. I think that might be removed post race through the stewards, so we'll have to keep an eye out on that. Stokey still very close. I think because Stokey, Furious and Egger are very close to each other in in terms of raw pace, I don't think they're able to make proper moves because no one's really gaining on each other. Finn Bob very close to Ilton, but Ilton does have DRS as well, so he can't make that move just yet. His next opportunity is of course going into the final corner, but Ilton seems to have gotten a much better exit compared to Finn Bob. So his other next best opportunity would be into turn 1, unless Kai can ruin it, and he sent it down the inside, and he's gotten past his teammate in the other Mercedes, although that's created a bit of a gap between the two of them. Will Finn Bob be able to catch up? No, Finn Bob seems to also be on a lower ERS, and Egger has been passed by Furious again, so we could see a bit of DRS chicken going on between the two of them for the lead here. Nothing's over yet on the penultimate lap now for the sprint race. Let's see what happens. Not Jordan. I think Tomino spun out there. Yeah, I think there might be a collision between Jordan and Tomino. Gary the Goat's retired in the pits, so that's his sprint race over him. He'll be starting from P17. As far as Stokey still, yeah, I mean, I can't help but say it again and again. They are very close, but no one's really making any mistakes. No one's faster than anyone else, so no one's really passing here. But it's still good to see that they are quite close to each other. And if anyone ahead of, practically anyone makes a mistake, they could all get collected up here because of the nature of this track. So we'll have to see if anyone does. But so far, so good. Very clean though. Egger almost hitting the rear of Furious going into that corner. Now with the DRS, has a lot more straight line compared to Furious, and I think there'll be an easy pass for Egger on the outside before we even get to the final corner. Not Jordan's retired from this race as well. I think Kai has gone past Ilton here for P4. Will Furious make a comeback with the DRS? No, he's, I think, a bit too far behind. And Kai sets the fastest lap of this race. Liam Bowman and FRA Arch. Liam Bowman gets past. The FRA Arch will not be scoring points for the sprint race because it's only top 8 for the points, but still puts him in a better position for the main race that we will have coming up quite shortly. And nice voice like that as well from me. I don't know why that's happened, but yeah. Slap bus, Garcia as well getting 3 seconds, so that's going to really affect their starting positions. Did I see Rev Caterpillar being ghosted there? Has he made some sort of a mistake? I think he has. And that is why that's why there's a second and a bit gap now between Rev Caterpillar and Shaq, but that is fine. Let's see. Furious back to the lead battle here. Can Furious catch up to Egger? They're all dumping their ERS. Won't be able to do it here. Can he do it going into the final corner? Sets the fastest second sector. DRS turned on now. Both of them completely dumping their ERS. All the Furious does have a lot more ERS compared to Egger. His red light's flashing. Now they're going side by side going into the final corner. Furious sticks it around the outside. Will it be enough for him to make a move? Not yet though. Will the DRS help him to get that pole position for the main race? Still going side by side. That's a photo finish, and Furious is ahead only by 0.05 of a second from Egger. Stokey very close to them as well. Kai in P4, Finnbob P5, Ilton P6, Ref Caterpillar P7, Jack P8, and that is the sprint race. Then couldn't even get through everything yet. Just a second again, I'm just trying something. I don't know why it's not working. Yeah, it's not working, but yeah, let's go quickly look at the final finishing order for the sprint race. At least Furious takes pole, followed closely by Egger. Behind him is Stokey. Very close finish between the two of them. Kai P4, Finnbob P5, Ilton P6, Ref Caterpillar P7, Shaq P8, Liam Bowman P9, Justin P10, Steve P11, Kasi P12, Arch P13, Tomino P14. Good comeback from Tomino. So first lap was P15, John P16, Gary the Goat P17, Jack P18, Rain P19, and Hav P20. Interesting sprint race there. More to come in the main race. Let's go on a quick little ad break here. Right, then we are back for the main race here, and we have not read it up just yet, but a very interesting sprint race to say the least. We just wait for the tier 3 guys to ready up. We do have a few minutes off. I don't have much to talk about really, but yeah, Carsi seems to be doing quite well. Tomino as well, few drivers to look out for, might end up in the top 10 because of they did have a pretty solid comeback from where they qualified in the sprint race. So yeah, we'll have to see if those guys can end up in top 10. Liam Bowman P9, not the best of his starting positions, but it is still something at the end of the day. Furious having a pretty solid lead up until the final few laps when the DRS got turned on. Then we had a nice scrap between the two of them, and yeah, well, I just hope we see a lot more of it in this race. Excuse me. I'm trying to get an update as to when we will start. How much longer before we do. There you go, we are starting then. Didn't have to confirm anything. Because we're starting in about 15 seconds. Five more seconds now before we get going for the main race. Be prepared. Let's see. 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go. By the looks of it, Furious seems to have gotten another pretty good start here, and he manages to stay in the lead while going through the first 2 corners. Stokey finding Egg already, and he is up into P2. By the time we exit P3, both Mercedes having a bit of a scrap here. There could be some contact between the two of them. They both keep it fairly clean. Kai is ahead though, and I think that is a virtual safety car again for Nord Jordan. He seems to be missing the whole of his front wing. Only VSC for now though. We'll have to see if it gets bumped up into a full safety car. Well, old man, if you do prefer that guy, then you can just go back and watch the other streams, and I don't know why you're still here, just wasting your time. Nord Jordan has left the session. I think that could be a disconnection. Maybe not, but yeah, good start from Stokey for going up into P2. You know, just by the time we exit turn 2 as well. So, pretty solid from him. As we go green now, Finn Bob's quite close to his teammates. Stokey only 3/10 behind from Furious. Does Stokey have a lot more straight line compared to Furious? Maybe not. I don't think so. No, he does not. Let's get a few things going up here so that we get a lot more information. Quite snappy on the exit there from Stokey. That's lost him a bit of time. Not too much stuff. Both of them quite close to the ERS levels on each other. Rev Caterpillar getting past the ET8. Steve F1. The turn 1. And let's see. Egger. He's losing a bit of time to the top 2, but still there, still within half a second. Next lap we do get the DRS, so we'll have to see how they try out. And I think that Stokey has made a mistake. Yes, he has. He's gone off wide, and that's forced even Egger to go off wide, and that's bringing PSR Kai right into this battle for P2. That's lost him a lot of time to Furious. Kai in P2, Stokey down into P4. He's right close to Egger's diffuser here. Let's see, will Kai get past Egger anytime soon? He does seem to have a lot less ERS compared to Egger, so it might not be the easiest of tasks for him to do, but let's see, can he pull it off? Seems to be losing a bit of time to him now, and I think that's even more collisions in the back between Jack and Jordan. Jack's left the session, so I think he's just rage quit because of the collisions, and I think Jordan and Jack have had a bit of collisions in the back as well. Let's see, Stokey quite close to PSR Kai, and we settle down, or maybe not, because Rev Caterpillar's right on the rear diffuser of Ilton, but not close enough to make a move just about yet. And Ilton does have a lot more straight line compared to Caterpillar. I think Ilton is, of course, running a lot less downforce compared to everyone else here, so he seems to be struggling in the corners. I guess that's a proper solid answer for that. I do see a few moves in the back. I think that was between Hav and Karsi. I think Karsi is losing out on a few positions, but Karsi is sick. So we can excuse him for the poor performance. He's not had any practice in as FRT Rain is right behind Liam Bowman. Liam Bowman seems to be struggling a bit with the grip here on those hard tires. Let's see. Rain gets past Liam Bowman on the inside, which makes sense because he is on the softs, although Liam Bowman does not have to worry too much because he will be you know, his tires will be dropping off is what I meant to say quite soon. Jack says my wheel disconnected and I resumed from AI and had red front wing. That is unfortunate, Jack, but let's hope that there will be another safety car to save your race. Maybe not. That's Hav as well getting past Liam Bowman. I don't think Liam Bowman has that much pace right now on him, on those halves at least. Tomino's getting past Slab Bus as well. Tomino's on a flyer right now, started from last, and he's now up into P11, so pretty solid comeback for Tomino. Still only 3 laps into this race. Let's see, Justin and Steve. I think both the Haas's are struggling a bit for you know, pace. I mean, it makes sense as to why for track, but yeah, Justin doing too well. Let's see, Slab Bus as well. The lead battle is not really much going on. All of them are just following that DRS train. It's still a DRS train starting from Furious, going all the way down to I think P17 here. And not Jordan spun out yet again. Slab Bus getting a 3-second time penalty for track limits already. Only 4 laps into this race, and that's Rain who sent it out the inside of Slab Bus, and he is ahead of Slab Bus. I think Slab Bus was caught off guard there by Rain, and also the soft tires do help him, of course. Liam Bowman as well with the 3 seconds, so I mean, to be fair, it is not really easy to keep within the track limits on this track. Let's see, Karsi right behind Liam Bowman as well. At one point it was only 600 separating the two of them, but nothing, you know, nothing doing yet for Karsi. Not close enough. Hav's made a move. Let's quickly check the guys up ahead. Rain's gone past, and so has Karsi. He's right behind Slab Bus now, only a second separation. Never mind, Liam Bowman's coming back with some sort of an ERS dump. Yes, with the DRS's help as well. And Liam Bowman seems to be ahead just for now. And someone's disconnected here of these guys. Slab Bus, I think he's disconnected, which might not be good for him, but it will be good for the guys around him, of course. Let's see, going up into P6, Ilton. Is Finbob disconnected too? I think he is. Slab Bus seems to have made a mistake because he's down into P17. He's lost out on a few positions. Egger Jr. and Furious is disconnected as well. I don't know what's going on with this game. Everyone's disconnecting about, and because of that, a few moves have been made. Although, in the meanwhile, Egger's up into P1. Kai's going into P2. Furious has joined back, but I think Kai does have damage. Yes, he does have damage on the front right. So I think once Furious takes control of his car, Kai will be under trouble yet again. Ilton now coasting through Furious, and there you go. I think Furious is back in control. Yes, he is. Does not have the DRS though, does he? He does, but it's so confusing because his car is back, but is not in yet. Furious and Ilton going side by side. Ilton on the inside gets past Furious. Furious is actually under proper control now. Was not before, but now he is. But thanks to the AI's ERS dump, he's very low on ERS. He was at about 80 or so percent, and now he's very low at about 20 or so percent. So he's had a massive disadvantage now. He has a lot of catching up to do yet again because he was in P1. Now he's down into P4. He will have to rely on his raw pace to get back, into that P1. Let's see, Ilton quite close to PSR Kai, but that was expected because Kai does have some front wing damage, I believe, on his front right, and thanks to Codemasters for these angles. Really can't see much, but yeah, there you go. His front right end plate's chipped off a bit, so he will be struggling for the downforce. Although Ega won't mind this because Kai is holding up Ilton and Furious, both of them who are pretty much capable of fighting for that P1 here. Especially Furious, he is quite quick today. Ilton now dumping his ERS, getting past Kai, flies past Kai. Can Furious do the same before the end of the straight? No, he cannot. He is right on his rear wing though. I think he'll have a solid shot at it going into the final corner, maybe even before that. Although Kai does have the DRS, I think Furious might be able to out-grip him going into the final corner. And he is round the outside of Kai, and no, Kai is giving a proper okay, I think should be fixed now. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, I don't know, for whatever reason this stream did disconnect. We are back. Wait a few seconds before the quality rises up yet again, and by the looks of it, Furious has completely dumped all of his ERS, and he's still not able to get past Kai. And oh, this contact between Kai and Furious. Furious does have damage. I believe Kai does too. Let's see, and that is indeed a safety car, and that was interesting. Kai's front wing is completely gone, but that will be a report coming either of their ways. We'll have to see who does get a penalty. Again, we'll leave that to the stewards before we make a decision ourselves. The game wants you to commentate. Well, shows your IQ because it was YouTube that disconnected, not the game. So alright, keep chatting. Again, you're just wasting energy. It does not affect me. I will probably be back for some other tier as well. You can send Kai as much as you want. You're just helping WR out with the interactions. So keep on going with it. I'm enjoying it. Love seeing your kind of creative comments about me. Keep going. Quickly pull up something here as well. I don't know. I think this should help it. This definitely should help it. If you don't return to tier 3, I'm fine. Too bad for you, I guess. Right, then I think Justin, he is disconnected, but should be fine now. We are back under the safety car, of course, because of a collision between KFC and Kai. Both of them have pitted. This for the views, so we should get them what we want. Well, too bad. Sometimes you have to compromise, you know. Both of them were sitting then complaining. I mean, I wasn't even going to do tier 3. I was told last minute I was going to because your dear friend Cobb decided to sit and watch football. not me. And Greenhorn seems to be offended, but that's a whole different story. It's not Greenhorn's fault. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm not gonna go into the details. You can sit there and cry as much as you want. Random girls trying to copy Crofty. We all are. Let's just be honest here. You're not. We all are. That's all I'm gonna say. Half goes into the pits as well. Going on to the mediums, I think he's done his one stop. I don't want to risk pausing because that could glitch the game. I'm not gonna pause it, but yeah, fairly interesting race so far. 9 laps in, and I think if Jordan does catch up, then we will have the safety car going in this lap. If not, I think we might have to wait for another lap. So let's just do this. Let's go into the commercial break as well while we're at it. Right, we are back with the safety car correct time as well. Ega has not gone in yet. Now he has. Fields bunched up. Justin still disconnected. Bowman up into P3. Liam Bowman getting quite close to Finn Bob. Finn Bob, a late move there. Luckily no contact between Liam Bowman and Finn Bob. Ilton up into P4. Finn Bob and Liam Bowman still having a bit of a scrap here for P2, but nothing too serious. None of them have damage, and Kasi's retired from this race. It won't be a safety car because the game does not allow it. Never mind, he's disconnected. Oh, Finn Bob's gone as well. What's happened here? Would there be any clues? Maybe not. Liam Bowman seems to be clean, so definitely not that. Yellow flags in sector 1 and 2 won't be a safety car, unfortunately. Ilton looking down the inside of Bowman. Never mind, he's gone past Bowman here. Bowman's been caught off guard, and so have I. To be fair, Ilton is on those fresh set of mediums. He pit under the safety car for them, of course. And yeah, Egger leading by almost 2 seconds already. So a pretty good start from Egger. And Arch getting quite close to Liam Bowman, and this will be a fight for P2 if there is no further safety cars in this race, which does seem a bit unlikely because obviously they are all quite close to each other. So could be another safety car, maybe, maybe not. But if things were to remain the same, then yeah, Ega is completely flying right now. Although Ilton is technically in the lead because of Ega not pitting yet on those hards, but he really does not have to for a few more laps. Steve close to Rain. Arch is as well to Bowman. Let's see, Furious and Gary the Goat. Gary the Goat sending it down the inside of Furious, but he cannot get the move done. Furious, of course, the fastest man we have on track in Saudi. Gary the Goat gets a 3-second time penalty as well while he's at it, so not the best of races for him. But yeah, everyone's starting to pick up a few penalties here and there, which does happen, of course, because it is at the end of the day Saudi. very, very harsh for track limits, but also in a few corners quite easy on the track limits. So yeah, you just have to pick and choose basically which corners you might be able to get with extending, although of course according to the track notes a few corners are monitored, so you won't be able to get away with them also cleanly. You might end up getting a penalty if reported, of course. See quite a train here between Rain, Steve and Stokey. Rain and Steve do have time penalties. Stokey meanwhile does not, so he is technically already up 2 positions. Does come down to what he can do on track though, because he does, obviously he was running P2 at one point, so he does have a lot of pace in him. He just has to extract it now and not get, you know, captured in any sort of incidents. That was Slap Bus. Oops. Anyways, there was Slap Bus who's getting past Hav here, although Hav is gone for a switchback and he's back up into P11. Slap Bus still struggling for pace here through this you know, for the position. Let's see, Arch is quite close to Liam Bowman. Liam Bowman on those 11 lap old hards. Finbob says GG, see you next week. Well, yep, unfortunate for you, Finbob, but yeah, is what it is. Hopefully have a next, hopefully the next race is much better for you. And Arch still behind Bowman. Not close enough. Ilton has actually moved up into P2. Well, he has been in P2 for quite a while, but I don't think those mediums are giving him that much of an advantage just yet, because obviously Aga has spent the same amount of laps under the safety car as everyone else, you know, on those hards, so they still are quite fresh. And here comes Arch round the outside of Liam Bowman. Liam Bowman does have the chance of defending down the inside, and he is trying his best to do so, but he obviously cannot, because he just does not have enough you know, enough grip in his tires is what I meant to say. But he does have a lot of straight line though, with the help of the DRS as well, but I'm pretty sure he is dumping his ERS, yeah, 29%. So yeah, unfortunate for Bowman, because he does have time penalty, and plus he's holding everyone else back. But he cannot do anything. I mean, Arch cannot do anything just yet, because those medium tires, because they don't last as long as. Never mind. Things just keep happening on track. But yeah, here is Liam Bowman defending down the inside from Arch, who is on fresher tires. And Arch finally ahead, but don't forget Liam Bowman does have a lot more straight line compared to Arch, and that could help him here through this DRS section that's coming up, and Arch does know that, so he is dumping his DRS in defense for that. Bowman with the DRS, he's not using up his DRS anymore, and he is getting very close to Arch, so yeah, that's definitely a low downforce setup. All the Rev Caterpillar seems to have gotten a much better exit compared to Bowman, and he's ahead already, but Bowman's not giving up just yet thanks to his straight line yet again, but he cannot challenge Rev Caterpillar just yet. Rain had a slight tap on Bowman's rear, but yeah, it has not put him in any sort of position so far, and Ilton's moved up into P1, and I think Ega will have to pit some point soon, because of obviously his tires will die quite soon. So I think maybe in the next 2 laps or so, the hard runners who have not pit yet will have to pit. And that's Rain getting past Liam Bowman. Liam Bowman seems to be holding up everyone behind him, and of course he is failing at doing that, but he is slowing them down. And yeah, well, here comes Steve, not fast enough to get past Liam Bowman, of course, because can't help but emphasize his straight line. And they're going side by side, a bit of wheel banging between the two of them, and still side by side going into I don't know the turn numbers and stuff, so do excuse that. But yeah, oh no, there's contact there, and that is Harvin Furious. We did see that on camera, so that might be a safety car here. Has to be, because of two cars that's in the middle of the track. So I will be surprised if there is a safety car, and there is a safety car. And this does help Egga out now, because, and well, even Liam Bowman, Justin, and well, everyone else on the hards, because they get a free pit stop and they can go on to the mediums until the end of the race, whereas the medium runners, they're a bit screwed now. While you're watching it close, because I wanted to see where the cars were, and clearly they were in the middle of the track, as we saw, because we could not get an onboard in time. It all happened too quickly, but yeah, at least now we know that's Harvin Furious out, both the Alfa Romeos out of this race. They were looking quite quick in the sprint race and in qualifying, but yeah, not the ideal weekend for them for sure, because they have both retired. That does help the other championship contenders for the WCC as well as the WDC. Gonna have some water now. And yep, as I was saying, it does help their championship contenders for the WDC as well as the WCC, because they were quite close on points from what I did see in the chat earlier on. So you know what's happening here. Okay, Justin's hosted car is causing Liam Bowman some issues. Anyways, 15 laps into this race, VSR Egga looking like the fastest guy on track right now. So he could be in contention for the race win. Corner numbers. I mean, if you're so bothered about the corner numbers, you can sit there and list them out for me, because I'm not bothered to do that. I don't know why I don't know why you in particular have so much issues with that. Let's while we're at it, let's look at the time penalties. There we go. So Rain on 3 seconds, Steve on 8 seconds, Liam Bowman on 6 seconds, Gary Gord on 3 seconds, Jordan 3. Slappers on 3 as well, and so is Kai. Okay, so a few drivers not so lucky, to say the least, because then they will be of course losing out a lot of position. Imagine doing comms without knowing anything. Well, you're chatting shit without knowing anything about, you know, this, because you're obviously biased towards Cobb, like you're not even pretending anymore, and the safety car is glitched. The safety car is glitched. It's behind Hilton. I mean, how did Furious DNF? Contact between Furious and Harv. That they were both on the main straight basically, and it was a bit of a high-speed thing. Both DNF'd on the straight together. Hence why the safety car's out. Greenhound says Ilton's gonna win. I mean, it could be, but you also have to of course consider that Egga is on fresher tires. But of course it's not easy to get past all of the traffic, so we'll have to see. Ilton does have a fair shot at winning though. Sure. Furious and Half crashed out together. There was contact between the two of them and they DNF. I hope you got that. Safety car not looking so safe. Wait, the safety car's been left behind. I'm just what's going on? Is this some sort of a desync? I think, yeah, there is some sort of desync. Furious to carve out. Okay, okay, I believe so then. I don't know what's going on with the safety car. That's clearly broken. Anyways, Elton looking quite strong, and I think they'll be catching up to the safety car now. And hopefully it's not glitched this time, because if not, then it's down to the coordinators to decide as to what to do with the race. So far so good, but of course we cannot tell what's gonna happen. Arch was 5 seconds behind for whatever reason. That's a bit weird. So yeah, there certainly was a safety car glitch. And we seem to be back at the safety car. If everyone catches up, we'll be going in this lap. And yes, it is. The safety car is going in this lap. Quite late, to say the least. Aggressive weaving from Ilton. Pressure's on him now to win the race. Under 12 or so laps to go. And they are going. Ilton has seemed to gotten a pretty good start here. Steve and Caterpillar, oh, they're momentarily 3 wide there on the main straight. Caterpillar ahead, Rain and Steve side by side. Rain is currently ahead, and I think there's contact, even more contact in the back between Jordan and Jack. I think Kai has been wrapped into something as well. We are not sure, but we'll stay focused on this battle for now. Caterpillar and Rain quite close to each other. Rain is going to be closing in on Caterpillar. And oh, Liam Bowman's quite close to Egger, and he is on the fresh mediums compared to compared to Stokey's 12-lap-old mediums. So both Egger and Bowman should be solid here. Let's see, where is Steve? Still fairly behind Rain though. The only person who's quite close, like properly close to Steve, is Stokey, and he is not close enough, and that's Tomino who's retired from this race. He's crashed and there's another safety car. That's Stokey pulling off into the pits. A Rev Caterpillar on board for the rest of the race. I mean, he is in the midst of a few things. Kirby says, can you get a shout out from going from P12 to P7 in the standings in one race? A shout out to you then, Kirby. Yeah, solid result from you. You can see Stokey, Slapper Sky, Jack carry the goat, and the other Jack, both are on softs now. And yeah. So yeah, let's get your predictions in the chat. Who do you think is going to win this race? Will it be Elton? Will it be Ega? Or will it be even Arch? Maybe even Caterpillar? Let's see. We'll have to see. The soft runners will have a huge advantage now. Especially Stokey with his pace. As long as he's not in the midst of anything, he will for sure be able to perhaps get into the top 5. It's you simply on that account. If it was me, you would see a blank screen. This just goes to show your IQ as well, by the way. If it was me, it would show a blank screen because I would have all tabbed out. It's clearly not me, so keep your mouth shut please now from now on. Ref Caterpillar W incoming. Okay, interesting. We have a few Caterpillar fans. Could be Ref Caterpillar could fully be in for the win. I think we'll have the safety car for one more lap before it goes in. Everyone in the bottom 5 has pitted for softs. Good. He could have, you know, the soft runners could have a lot of advantage because obviously they all pitted under the safety car, and we are seeing a few. We are seeing a few predictions in for the win here, and majority of them are pointing at Rev Caterpillar. I did see a few messages for Ilton winning, none for Ega so far, but yeah, a lot for Rev Caterpillar, so we'll keep a close eye on Rev Caterpillar. Let's see if he does win the race. Ilton, Arch and Caterpillar all on 12 lap old mediums. Rain on 12 lap old hards. Steve on 12 lap old mediums as well. So top 5 all pitted at the same time, and even more predictions coming in for Rev Caterpillar winning this race. Let's just hope you guys are not jinxing Rev Caterpillar here. But yeah, the safety car will be going in this lap. We will be keeping a close eye on Rev Caterpillar because everyone's just supporting Rev Caterpillar now. So we'll see what he can do. A lot of pressure on him now though, because lot of pressure on him now. Avatar says Ega, if he quickly overtakes the first 2 drivers, he will be the winner. Ega is on fresher tires, but again, it's not easy to get past all of them because they're all quite close in terms of pace, so it won't be the easiest of things for Ega to do, but I do completely agree with you. If he does gets past Ega and apologies, Steve and Rain, he could fully be there for the win. And you can see Furious has left, so he's been disconnected. Well, actually he's left, and keeping an eye on Ilton as to when he goes, but don't worry, we'll keep an eye on Rev Caterpillar as well on the start. He's not weaving much, Rev Caterpillar. Ilton, Arch, all of them weaving quite a bit. And Ilton has gone. Rev Caterpillar not close enough to make a move on Arch. Let's see Steve and Rain. Apologies, Steve and Ega going side by side, and Ega might be able to get past Steve here with the advantage of the grip. He has the inside line now for turn 2. On the exit of turn 2 now, he is barely ahead of him, but Steve will have to back out because you cannot go side by side through there, and I think someone's prediction might come true. If Ega can get past Rain here as soon as possible, he does seem to have a lot more grip compared to them, and that could help him out a lot here. That's Jordan who's found out yet again not having the best of races so far, and that's Rain who will have to defend now from Ega, although Rain does have a 3-second time penalty. So at the end of the day, he's still losing out of positions. Yellow flag in sector 1 and 2, please do ignore because it is for Jordan. They get clear now. Ega not seems to be pushing too much right now. I think he just wants Rain and Caterpillar to fight it out and waste their ERS so that he can make a pretty easy move. Maybe not, because he is closing in, won't be close enough to make a move going into here. And Rain has had contact with the wall. Ega gets squeezed and he is past Rain. And that could mean that Rain could be fighting for the win here. Let's see, he is, apologies, Ega could be fighting for the win here on those much fresher medium tires. He's dumping up all of his ERS. That is Stokey close to Steve, not close enough, and Eggers Jr., we will have to keep an eye on him still. still, because he is closing in, and the Rev Caterpillar prediction's not looking good so far, because he is a second behind just Arch. Maybe if Ega makes a mistake, maybe then could be on, but so far nothing for Rev Caterpillar. Steve and Stokey having a scrap. Let's just see, they're still going side by side. The slight contact between the two of them, but nothing too serious as of yet. Stokey is on the medium soft tires, and okay, that's Kai who's tapped the rear of Steve, and now they're going 3 wide. Barely were going 3 wide there, and I think he's had contact with the wall. Steve has had contact with the wall. He's ahead, and yeah, Steve's just struggling for the grip, and he's holding up everyone behind him, so it's not good for of course for the racing here. And a lot more contact between Stokey and Kai. Kai and Stokey now going side by side. Kai is ahead, he has the inside line, and he gets past Stokey. Liam Bowman is still on this medium, 7-lap old mediums. Let's see, and that's Kai ahead of Stokey as well. Let's quickly go to Ega Jr. because he is very close to Rev Caterpillar. Rev Caterpillar does not have a lot more ERS compared to Ega. Ega does have the slipstream. Ega could be making a move here going into turn 1. He might have the inside line here. He does have the inside line. Ega sends it, but Caterpillar breaks even later. Amazing battle for P3 going on. If Caterpillar cannot win, at least he can try and defend for that P3. Although Ega seems to have gone ahead of him. Obviously he has, because of the obvious tire advantage. Rev Caterpillar out of the podium contention for now. Top 2 quite close. Ega seems to be on the pace. 2 more laps to go in this race. We will have to see, can Ega win this race? Still more cheers for Rev Caterpillar. Still more cheers for Ilton. We will have to see whose prediction comes right. More people are saying Ilton. It won't be the easiest of tasks to do though. Yellow flags because of BRT Jack who spun out, but that does not matter because we do have a fight for the lead here in the top 3 that's starting to cook. All of them within half a second of each other. Arch getting quite close in the corner, so Arch does have a bit of a downforcey setup compared to the rest around him, and Arch not close enough to get past Ilton. His next best opportunity will of course be going into turn 1. Not worth making a move here just yet, as we are about to go into the penultimate lap. Rev Caterpillar, I still see a lot more cheers for him. He's only 8/10 behind, so not too far off from the top 3 here. FRA Arch still getting close. He's not able to get close enough for that. Ega Jr. is getting closer and closer. Only 2/10 behind now. Rev Caterpillar seems to have made a mistake. He's a second behind the top 3. Arch gets a 3-second time penalty, so that automatically puts Ega up into P2. Ilton could be on for a win here if Arch can defend off from Ega. If not, Ega could be on for a win here as well. He does seem to have a lot more pace as we are in the penultimate lap of this race. BRT Jack retires from this race, and that's a lot of C's. And they said, and everyone's still saying Rev Caterpillar podium. It could still be on, maybe not, because PSR Kai is getting quite close on the softs, but he does have time penalty, so he could fully be on for a P4 finish here with the bare minimum. Arch not seeming to not be able to get close enough to Ilton, which is the unfortunate bit here, because that means that Ega won't be able to get past Arch as well. I think they will all have to just hold on, especially Ega, because he's completely out of the ERS compared to Arch and Ilton. He's only hanging about with the help of the slipstream and the DRS, but right now Ilton might fully be on for the win here in this race. Rev Caterpillar catching up yet again to the top 3 because of their battle. FRA Arch with the DRS, with the help of the slipstream and the ERS, gets past RP1 Ilton, but Ilton's not giving it up just yet. I think Ilton's made a mistake. He's down into P3. Ega and Arch now going side by side for the P1. On track P1 at least. Justin disqualified for failing to use tire compounds. Arch still managed to stay ahead. Oh, there's contact between the top three, and we could have an unexpected win here. It could fully be Rev Caterpillar. PSR Kai is up into P1. Ilton does have a broken wing, and that's Stokey who's trying to come back as well. Stokey could be on for a win as well. Rev Caterpillar has to defend with everything he has, and Stokey sends it down the inside. Rev Caterpillar gets blocked from Ilton because of no wing, but he is passed. He's up into P3. Could be on for a P2 finisher. If Stokey makes a mistake in the next two sectors, we could see Rev Caterpillar actually win this race. If not, he will have to settle for a P2, and Liam Bowman will not be on the podium. Egger might end up on the podium. Maybe, we will have to see. Although by the looks of it, Kai's not made any mistakes. He's completely out of the ERS. The Stokey is not using anything either. He doesn't really have to. Caterpillar's completely out of the ERS. He's even fallen back now. Liam Bowman up into P4, and now coming across the line with the DRS, Stokey wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But keep clapping, because Rev Caterpillar up into P2, PSR Kai P3, Ilton not close enough, but you can't really blame him. That last lap contact really changed everything for the lead, and what a race. Whew. Chelsea fan, welcome back. He says Caterpillar turned into the butterfly. Nice one. And yeah, he's in the podium now. Whew. What a race that was. As we just finish, as we just wait for Jordan to finish his fastest lap attempt and maybe win. Maybe get that fastest lap, we'll have to see. But what a race that was. Stokey does indeed win, and I'm just looking at the tier 3 chat right now, and yeah, Bowman not happy with the Stokey win. Why so? I mean, to be fair, they're quite close in the standings, I do believe. Shaq RT 2004 with the fastest lap. And loads of emotions in the tier 3 chat. Few of them disappointed, few of them happy, of course, for the podium. Egger absolutely disappointed, Ilton disappointed, but it's all part and parcel of racing, and it is what it is. But if we quickly go over to the results of the actual race itself, Stokey wins this race, followed by Rev Caterpillar with an amazing final lap battle. Kai in P3, Ilton P4, Egger P5, Chak P6, Steve P7, Liam Bowman P8, Arch P9. Carry the goat, finish your top 10 for the race. Slappus P11, Rain P12, Jordan P13, Chak P14, Tomino P15, Harf P16, Furious P17, Finbob P18, Kasi P19, and Justin is your top 20. Let's see who's gotten the most points out of this weekend. It is indeed Stokey with 31, Kai only with 20, Rev Caterpillar with also 20, Egger with 14, Ilton with 15, and Furious with 8. And yeah, well, unlucky for Rain, says Bell. Yeah, very unlucky for all of the top 3, to be fair. Wow, let's see if the drivers are up for some podium interviews. Stokey, Kai, and Caterpillar. Stokey, Kai. Is question mark. Let's quickly switch the scenes. And yeah, what a race that was. Wait for Archie has a 3-second time penalty. Why does he have to fight for first place? Well, they are still entitled for the battle. They're not restricted to, not fight. So, yeah, um, unfortunate, but it is what it is. So far only Stokey is up for the podium interviews, so and let's quickly switch over to the podium interviews scene as well while we're at it. Reviews are up. And Stokey to get a storing pen. Rev Caterpillar wins. I mean, is it confirmed? Not sure if it is or not. Again, he lose. Unconfirmed but likely. Okay. So then I guess we just leave it for the stewards to decide. Yeah, an amazing race. We just wait for our drivers to join the podium interviews. I do believe we do have you guys in already. Let me Alt F4 out of the game. Not letting me, but okay, it is what it is. Let's get the two of them in. We have Rev and we have Stokey, and Rev seems to have left, but okay, apologies, Stokey seems to have left, but Rev, are you there? And they've both left. I think they're having some sort of joining the VC, is fair enough. Game's not closing as well. Hello, Rev. And let me just put it in the chat if your audio is not working. I think it isn't then. Have to go another VC, or we might not have. Might not have some podium interviews, but we'll still wait. We'll see. Question is. Right, can you hear me? Yeah, you guys can hear me fine?
Yeah, can hear you.
Alright, okay, I don't know why Discord's glitching, but yep.
Yeah,
at least. Alright, at least we can as in now. Alright then, let's see. Let's start off with Rev Caterpillar, right? Because loads of Rev Caterpillar fans in the chat, everyone for the last 2 laps was just cheering you on, mate. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, it was a bit of a dodgy quality sprint, but basically it's Jeddah, so no one knows how to drive. So what you do is you just don't get any damage or penalties, and you just like get second. So that's what I did.
Fair enough. And did you think at some point, maybe at the last safety car, did you think that a win could be on? Because everyone who was watching thought you could be winning. But did you personally think that you could be winning?
Well, I was a bit worried about the soft runners coming from behind, but they didn't prove too much of a threat. And then they needed to crash in front, which they did. But then Ilton defended me with wing damage, so the win wasn't there. But I think Stokey would have got me on the last straight anyway. So yeah, not really, but I'll take second.
Second, yeah, it is what it is. And I did hear that there could be a few penalties coming a few drivers' way, so you might be promoted up into P1. But of course, it's not confirmed yet. We'll leave that to the stewards. But yeah, congratulations for your podium, mate.
Cheers.
Stokey, moving on to our race winner. Quite an unexpected one, that one, because you were fighting for P2 at one point, and then you just fell down. I think you had a few incidents, and because of that, you were hanging about, the top 15 or so. And then in the last few laps, with the help of the safety car and the soft tires, I believe, out of nowhere, thanks to the incident between the top three, you were right there. So talk me through your emotions and your mindset through all of that.
Well, it wasn't the best race. Pace was a bit bad, but I ended up having a little tap of oversteer and damaging my wing.
Yep.
Like early on, while it dropped down. Obviously recovered quite well. Got lucky on the safety cars. Then obviously gambled on the soft just in case something happened, and it paid off.
Yep.
Yeah, so obviously Rev got blocked by Hilton on the last lap. So obviously it gave me a chance to just dive it down the inside.
Yep.
Luckily, didn't destroy anyone. But wasn't the best race, wasn't the worst race. But I'll definitely take the win.
Yeah, it does help you out in the standings. So at the end of the day, an unexpected win is still a win.
Yeah, I feel like Arch got very unlucky this race as well. His pace was pretty promising after a good charge through the field.
Yep. Yeah, a few drivers, of course, because of penalties or some sort of incident, they did get wronged there. But it is still racing at the end of the day. Not everyone can get things their way. But yeah, interesting weekend at Saudi. And thank you so much for the both of you for joining the interviews. Thank you for your time. Just keep it sweet and short. Yep, unfortunately, we will have to separate now from you guys. That was... Oh, Arch spun on his own. Okay, then I stand corrected. But, yep, a solid weekend here at Saudi. Pretty fun racing throughout the sprint race as well as the main race. And yeah, next week we do have a week off, but the week after that we do return with, let me see, we do return with Abu Dhabi, which will be a normal race weekend, no sprint. So that will of course provide a bit of fun racing for us, because Abu Dhabi is also kind of chaotic, most of the times at least. So yeah, you might catch me maybe tomorrow in some sort of other tier or not. Depends upon the scheduling and stuff. But yeah, thank you so much for spending your time on watching us. And yeah, make sure to stay safe. Do follow us on Twitter at World Online Racing. Do make sure to join the Discord server as well if you do wish to take part in these races. If not, I'll catch you guys tomorrow or next week, depending upon where I do get put. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your night. Bye bye.